Hey guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Back again. Hope you guys took the Bears.
Yeah.
You're riding a little bit of a high right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I mean, we all had a great weekend. So,
Great Thursday too.
Yeah, a lot of money was made. So hopefully everybody clues into that this is the best podcast to make money on in Canada right now. So
Maybe even in North America,
yeah,
honestly.
man, I heard everybody's getting wrecked this year on Twitter.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
it's been the easiest year of all time, man.
Well, I think a lot of things right now is everybody likes to do player props.
Yeah,
and player props have been all over the place. You look at some of the best players in the, well, quote unquote, best players in the league, and they're putting up shit points, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where everyone's kind of getting fucked right now. If you do just stick with the teams and the lines, then I think it's a little bit easier. But I mean, you even saw the Packers last week. That should have been an easy walk.
Yeah.
And well, we saw what was it? Five kick blocks?
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had Rams plus 3.5, like
I would never
honestly,
bet on
man,
sports
I
again.
might have to take months off after
Oh,
that. That's
yeah.
as bad as
Depending on how much money you had on it, you could never obviously bet again. You'd get horny for it, but like it's like you'd have to take time off, man.
Yeah, because it was crazy because I was on the golf course and they were minus 800, but I couldn't see the kicks. I had to go like chip the ball because we were in a golf trip this week with a bunch of our buddies, and I come back because it was 29-27 or something. What was
They're
it?
down. No, they're down one, I think.
Down one. Okay, yeah. And then I come back because I check the score, and when the game ends, it's not at the top
Yeah,
anymore.
so you scroll to the bottom.
And it's like the Eagles won by like 6. I was like, what the actual fuck happened? Like
That was insane.
Yeah.
Well, you can look at the Jets. Like me and Winky had the Jets, right, to cover 6.5, and they blocked a kick with a minute 40 left. Even if the Bucks kicked it through, obviously be a 9-point lead. And they probably would just dinked and dunked down the field and kicked and covered 6.
Alive,
It's shit's crazy, man.
Yeah,
but like, think how many underdogs lost. I mean, we're in a survivor pool. I think it started with how many? 16,000.
Yeah, so there's 16,800 and now it's down to 11,000 just because Packers had 1,500 people on them.
Yeah.
And then look at Atlanta.
Atlanta was
Get shut out by
that was
Carolina.
crazy. 30-0.
Yeah.
But you know what's great? Because I didn't watch any games on Sunday because we were on this golf trip, but I saw the total yards. Atlanta had like 400 total yards and Carolina had like 120. So it's just like a weird game, right? So,
well, that's the NFL in a nutshell, man. Like,
who was your guys' survivor pick for last week then?
Seattle.
Yeah, no, I had Tampa Bay for mine. So I didn't think I was going to be sweating it out, and then I had to really sweat it out.
They were high owned. They were the second highest owned pick of the week, actually. So because they have a really tough schedule, I guess. So coming up. Or like, when the hell are we going to use Seattle again, right? At home against New Orleans. If you don't win that game, then
I know.
Tonight would be a decent opportunity. It's a little bit closer being a divisional game, but I do think that Seattle's record against Arizona lately has been very much lopsided in Seattle's.
It has, yeah. And I honestly I looked at the bet percentages. Everybody's on Seattle tonight, I guess. So
it'd be a hard game to predict. We do like some props though, and I think for me personally, like, I really like the under in tonight's game. Like, just the defensive coverages that both coaches use. And I just think that, like, some of the props I see, Smith and Jigba, obviously he's 99% over. I think it was 82.5 last time I looked. It's probably like 85.5 now.
I think around there, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have McBride too. 60.5 yards. I don't like betting yards. I think it's kind of like a sucker bet because you can kind of get lucky with one reception, but for a guy like him, I'm looking at him 7+ receptions tonight. Like, every tight end that's played Seattle, including the backups, like Freiermuth and Jonnu, had 7 receptions. And, Seattle's ranked dead last against the time because they play cover 3 and cover 4 so much, like 60%, which essentially means they just let every play deep. They don't let the deep shot beat them. They let guys dink and dunk over the middle. McBride's like the king of that. So I think over 6.5 plus 100 even odds. On paper, because everybody's betting on his yardage, I think that over on receptions I mean, you won't. I'm not going to give it 5 stars, but I'll give it 4.25 stars. And I think it's really rock solid because it's no one's betting on his receptions. You know, everybody's bets on yards, man. Of course. All the time, you always see 99% of the money on yards or touchdowns. No one really bets receptions that much. Also, really like Greg Dortch tonight. Zay Jones is out, so he runs a lot of drag routes. Again, it's gonna be over the middle. It's gonna be short. 1.5. Way too low. That's way too low. So I'm gonna look at those 2 props. Probably won't unload too much, but I like both those props tonight.
Yeah, I like Cup. Yeah, 3.5 because Arizona plays lots of cover 4, and Cup has like historically fucked cover 4.
Yeah, so. and slot.
Yeah. It's a low number for him.
Yeah.
And he personally has always made me like a shitload of money. You know, those guys that fuck you all the time and you just like, you have to like blacklist them. He's like the opposite.
Like Eddie House on Boston.
Oh my God. Eddie House is, these like
John Rahm.
Well, you know who's lost me a shitload of money is their kicker, Myers on Seattle. He's never made a fucking field goal when I need it, man. Ever. And McLaughlin on Tampa Bay. Those are the 2 guys that fuck me the worst on the kicks.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
You know what? Ryland tonight, I won DraftKings last week single entries, $200, $10K to first night, like rolled. Maybe I'll show a screenshot later or something.
It wasn't even close.
I could maybe I'll bring it up on my phone. Maybe we'd show the audience, but I would have won the Millie Maker too. Just fucking stupid and enter it.
How much is it to enter the Millie Maker?
$20.
$20.
I would have won 16K on that and then 10K on the single entry. But I beat the single entry, the second place guy, by 15 points.
And in those 1 gamers, that's like,
it's massive,
unbelievable. Yeah.
But you know, I might super flex Ryland tonight. I think it's going to be like 20. It's going to be like 13-10 tonight. I feel like 16-10, like him hitting 4 field goals. Both red zone offenses suck. I don't want to get like these nerdy ass stats because I don't like truly believe in some of them. Like I saw pace of play for Arizona's last. It's like, because every game they're in is like a 1-point game. They're not running hurry up, trying to get back. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
I think Ryland will have a good game tonight. Think he might hit 3 or 4 field goals. It's just what my intuition and stats are telling me. So I might super flex him tonight. I think it's going to be a, 19-16.
Yeah, I see that too.
And the under 43.5 coming in.
You play kickers in DraftKings?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
100%. You have to think, right? If they hit a 50 yards, 5 points. 2 50-yarders, that's 10 points. That's like, 5 catches for 50 yards or, a guy's, 2 for 20 and a touchdown. Like that would be like a
good game.
It would be a decent game. And it's going to be a decent game, a low scoring game. Obviously you're not going to play the kickers in fucking Detroit and Baltimore. That doesn't make any sense. They don't kick anyways. They go for it. Detroit on 4th and 1 or 4th and 5. They're just going to go for it. They're not going to even kick. So games will be high scoring. You're not going to get points off extra points. So I might super flex Ryland tonight and leave what's his face off Myers. Yeah, fuck that guy, man.
Yeah.
So
that's good information.
Yeah. The only kicker I would always take blindly is Boswell because he's the best, and Mike Tomlin's so old school, man.
Old school, man. Yeah, and Aubrey, of course, too, because you have from about 68 yards to about, because that'd be the NFL record she easily could break this year.
Yeah.
68 to, I don't know, anywhere on the field. So you literally have half the field covered. If they stall, they'll just take the automatic points, right?
Yeah.
And they tend to stall often.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking tonight. Like Arizona also doesn't convert well in 3rd down. I know it's a little bit nerdy, but it's like Seattle has a good D, man.
No, I know.
I just think that, again, it's like what we talk about with divisional shit, even Miami, Buffalo, which we said, Miami will probably cover that spread. They did. It's just, you think these blowout games aren't going to be close, but when it's divisional, just take the fucking points. And tonight I'm going to take a barn burner. It's like Steelers, Baltimore in 2010. It's just going to end. Just take a tie at 7-11 and just call it a day. Man.
Those Sports Select, those ties.
I know,
man, those ties are fucking annoying.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like there was a time when all we could do here pretty much for the average person was bet on Sports Select.
Yeah.
And that 3 points fucked you every goddamn time. Now, luckily, you can get out there and do the real thing, do half point or whatever. Like it's normal, but Sports Select, Dude, and then I think Ontario changed theirs too. Didn't Ontario they're down
single game now too?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I don't know why we don't get that here, but we kind of moved on from it. But
actually, Rick, we do have single game here. But the juice, I'm not kidding. If you went and bet an over under, it's gonna be like -150 both ways. It's like
it's terrible.
It's the worst product I've ever seen. Personally, people still play it for pools. Yeah. Pools are popular.
Do you guys remember when the shootout came in the NHL and people were just betting ties in hockey and fucking picked 3 ties? And it was like $5 paid like $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh man, I remember our degenerate friends just go pick shootouts, man. Fuck. I think one guy might have won one time.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to get ahead of the fucking books, right? Exactly. Like, they're not paying attention to this. I got it right here though. Yeah. The boys, we got this shit figured out.
Oh yeah. I just remember back in the day too, like you'd go to 7, like sometimes those spreads would change like 3-4 points and they would.
Okay. See, there's the value, right? Yeah. Like if you can get a good line at 7-11 and let's say it's -140. Because it's all in decimal, right?
And
it's
all
come
out early, like Tuesday,
that's what I mean.
Wednesday, right?
That's what I mean. So if you have some information, sometimes the spread does change like 3 points. You get a little bit of value, but again, like it's it's kind of like an old school way to bet. I always personally like the basketball ties because it's a 5-point game.
Yeah.
So it's like that's doable. Football 3-point game, it's doable. It gives you like plus juice.
Yeah.
For like all the Americans that are listening, like it's a tie in football on this sport select is a 3-point. It has to end 1, 2, or 3 points or end in a tie. But it was always plus juice, Yeah. And I guess like when you think about it though, taking a 3-point game ending, that is a good value. I have no idea. I've never even looked at it. Like
you can take on plus 3.5. I do it.
Yeah. So you take plus 3.5 both.
Well, here,
ways.
I'll bring it up right now.
All right, let's see if Sports Select has some value.
I'll tell you guys the odds right now of and it's perfect because Seattle and
it's 1.5.
Yeah, it's a 1-point spread. So this is gonna be perfect to look at. I'm pretty sure it's.
Let's see what the tie pick tonight is. Yeah, let's see what the value is tonight.
So for Sports Select, the last thing I like to do, I like to pick 5 games, and I can't remember what it was, but you bet on all the 3-game bets, the 4-game bets, and then the 5-game bet.
Yeah.
I think it was combo. Yeah, some sort of combo, right?
Yeah.
You hit all 5 of those. Oh, you're laughing. But you get a little bit of sprinkle when you hit 3 or 4. You get 1 or 2 wrong. You don't feel as bad. They give you a little something back. But if you can nail that 5 with all those bets, all the 3s, all the 4s, and then the big 5, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, that's like massive, man.
So it's plus 290 for a tie. For a tie.
So 3.9 would be decimal.
Yeah,
it'd be 3.9.
It was never that high. No, it was like 2 point.
Well, I mean, we could look. See what the value is.
Look it up right now.
Let's see what the value is tonight.
Because like sometimes I'll take like these close games. I'll take both teams like plus 7.5 or something, right?
Yeah.
You're just doing that teaser thing.
Yeah, but you click Cards plus 7.5, then you go on the other side and click Seattle plus 7. It's -120. So if you think it's gonna be a close game, it's kind of like that's your
Wait, you're taking game. Both those on one bet?
Yeah.
So you can go plus 7.
If you think it'll be like close kind of battle, you can take 7.5,
and then you don't have to actually bet on it.
And that would be just like taking Seattle money line.
Exactly, man.
So that's interesting, right?
I would probably honestly rather take plus 7.5 both sides.
That might be the pick tonight on the show. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fucking options. Did you guys see the new option they put on there? Both teams to score a touchdown in each half. In the Buffalo and Detroit game was -120. It's like,
so each team scores 1 touchdown each half.
Yeah.
That's like for a 54.5 point
tonight.
Total,
it's like +2 something. So,
yeah, I can see that. Right
again. Like there's all man. It's about the menu, man. You got to dominate the menu.
Let's talk about one of the dumbest bets and maybe one of the best bets I've ever seen. Micah Parsons this week against Dallas to get a sack. Yes was -180. No is -1 or +145.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. Plus taking no could be the worst bet in the history of sports betting. I'm serious, and this is why. He's angry. He's the best player in the league, pretty much. He's playing his former team. Dallas will in Dallas. They will be losing. They're as we've said on the show, they're the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think the Packers are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Dak he'll probably drop back 60 times that game on paper. I don't know, 50 times, 50 drop backs.
Yeah.
And you're going to sweat 4 fucking quarters of this monster rushing this asshole losing.
Angry monster.
Yeah. And it's plus 145. Like, why don't you just take McBride to score for plus 200 tonight? They're going to be in the red zone probably 3 or 4 times. He's their best player. The tight. Oh, and by the way, tight ends have scored in all 3 games against Seattle. They've allowed 3 touchdowns.
McBride never
but he scored this year.
Yeah.
So plus 200. And again, I agree with Ryan. He doesn't score, but like with Connor out now, I don't know. Maybe they'll look for him more. I don't know. I like Benson too, but
Benson 21 and a half yards receiving.
But just logically think about that. Why don't you just take McBride for plus 2? That's not a 5-star play. That's just a play that it's decent.
Yeah,
tonight.
Whoever's taking no is stupid.
Well, yeah, because like you're just not only are you gonna have a heart attack, you probably won't win anyways, and there's no value.
No, your bet could be over within the first 5-6 minutes. The first drive, really. Like if Micah doesn't get back on the first snap, if he did that on the first snap, I think nobody'd be like, "Oh, I'm surprised." Like, no, I saw that coming.
So who, like, honestly, because as a sports bettor too, you have to save your brain and your heart because this is so hard mentally. That's more than 50% of the job is keeping in control of your mental. So if you put $500 on that, because that should be the main unit of stake here, in my opinion. On a single event, to sweat that is just like you're asking for heart problems, marital problems, any type of problem you can possibly think of. You might die after that pick. So what is the point? Plus, it should be plus 2,000 just for your heart pain.
Would you, if it was plus like 400, would you take
No, I actually wouldn't. The only way he's not getting was I think he gets injured. Or they give him a half sack on some bullshit. But like, you have to think, man, if Dallas was a 14.5 point favorite, I would take it 100% because Dak isn't be passing that much.
And you got to think, man, like these guys don't play at 100% all the time, man. This is, like last night in the Oilers game, you think like guys like McDavid and Draisaitl care about that game?
Oh, I saw McDavid. He played like 3
I saw
minutes.
They're -3, and it's like these guys are so above this shit. They don't care. It's for kids to prove themselves, right?
Exactly.
And for Micah Parsons to come into Dallas, he's like, this is.
And they lost last week. Like there's just
my life is on the line here to get a sack. That's he's going to treat this.
I would put $2,500 on it.
Yeah.
If I was a listener, I know like obviously it's like, a little bit steep, but like, I mean, at -180, that's gonna be about $1,400 back. So
love that pick.
I love that play, man. It's gonna be really fun for you to watch. You're gonna watch Dak get fucking tormented all game, which we love to see on this show. It's perfect, man.
Well, speaking of Dak, like that. How good was that Bears pick?
Well, it's 5-star, man. That's why you listen to
your hat off because you still have a whole head of hair.
I'm actually getting a haircut on Friday.
But a professional one,
but you know how cocky I am. I booked the haircut before Chicago whooped their ass. So,
well, what did you say? -4? You said -10 now, 14 off 20 and a half.
-6, didn't you?
So we talked about it. So I did money line and I did the field goal and I did the touchdown. So -2.5, -6.5.
Perfect.
And the only time you really were wondering about it was like throughout the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
After that, like as soon as the first half was over and you started to see them just pulling away to the point where you're just, I'm pretty safe here.
Yeah. It was, I mean, you get these picks once every month, probably.
Yeah, they're extremely rare. I've noticed a lot, like throughout those like pre-game bets like that, like I notice is when the bet percentage is way off. So like 85% of the money's on one side. And the side that no one's betting on is clearly the better team, which isn't what always happens, right? Like for the Bills game, for example, you can make an argument the Bills should have beat Miami by more than 11.5 or whatever it ended at, right? We were even talking on the show how hard it was for all of us to take Miami, which we did and it won. But to make the case that Chicago is going to whoop Dallas's ass was extremely easy, and nobody wants to fucking team. That's
tonight's spread's perfect example. It's 1.5. It's the exact same spread. 85% of money's on Seattle, but I actually agree with the public. I think it'll be a field.
I think
it's going to be a field goal game, right?
Also, you kind of mentioned the Trey Benson yards and reception. I kind of like that pick too.
Benson's receptions for sure.
Yeah, Seattle's led up, I think, more receptions to running backs in the first 3 games, whatever we're at right now, than pretty much anybody else in the league. Yeah. I think this is 21.5. I know you like to do receptions. I think 21.5 is just that number can be beaten in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm loving that pick. I like Benson tonight, man. Benson to score too, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a bit. That was kind of, even O'Connor's like a physical big running back. He's bigger than him. Right? I mean, so it's not like he's a little guy, right? So
statistically, too, he's been way more efficient. I know he just like more third down carries too, which always like leads to that. But it's like he's young. I love Connor, but again, I took Benson in fantasy because I'm like, well, how many games?
It's an interesting game to pick sides would be tough. So
yeah, I under McBride receptions. I like Dortch receptions. You like Cup, and I think I might even super flex Ryland. Like take him as the number 1 pick
and
tonight.
Benson's receiving yards, and maybe the both plus 7.5 each way, right? Minus 120. I don't know.
That's a decent value bet, man. A 1 point spread. Because you know what's great about that pick? Honestly, I'm really actually loving that right now. Is, if one team's down 14, you can always just backdoor it, man. If it's
you're never really out of that.
You're never out of it,
especially in a game like this that should be super tight.
Close,
man.
Like, could you see Arizona or Seattle being down by 10 in the 4th with the ball in the red zone? I can. So it's like it's gonna be fun to watch, man. You watch the game as a neutral.
Yeah.
Always like getting a scouting report to watching these games, like watching intently,
I felt like that's how I picked that Dallas pick so easily. I watched
all the Bears games.
Well, we had them this is the thing. It's odd because from what I was seeing about Dallas, especially in week 1, when Carter spit on Dak and they covered 7F and Lamb had like 12 drops or the fuck it was like, I thought they looked like shit the entire game.
They did. They're terrible.
They couldn't get off the field. Hurts has kind of shown at times he's not very effective, but they couldn't stop the run at all. They couldn't get off the field. They got spotted a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then Rust threw for 500 on them.
Yeah, Rust.
Right. So, and I watched that whole game because we had them in the survivor pool. So I was tripping balls, right?
Yeah,
so,
obviously Aubrey fucking bailed us out.
It's good to just watch these games to get a report and prepare always for the next week, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Before we dip into Sunday there, I just think Murray over 5.5 rushes today, though, too.
Yeah.
I think you got rid of Benson out of there, right? It's going to be a close game. You can flush him out of the pocket, and he's one of the best at running.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't have his go-to guy, I can see him running a couple more. And I think he's beaten 5.5 every game so far.
And the sneaky part of those attempts is if they're winning at the end, you might get a couple, right?
Times,
the only thing that scares me, and I'd love them to get rid of this, is the damn kneel down for negative yards.
Oh my God. Because
I can't remember a time when it killed me, but I know it has killed people, and I'd probably lose my mind.
Well, it was Mahomes that ran backwards.
He ran back
one
7 yards, 4 yards, something
a couple
else.
times.
Why give a rushing attempt to just give it like just give it a non-play.
It's
like just
play.
Say a kneel.
You know it's over.
Why don't you just make a category for kneels? I know it's lame, but
gambling is so gigantic now. I wouldn't be surprised maybe in a couple years if that's gone.
Yeah, and I agree with you because, they're doing lots of good things. They've replaced or voided parts of bets so far this year with Worthy, with Kittle. Yeah. There's another one too off the top of my head. I can't remember who it was, but they're sitting there like, hey, listen, that happened too fast. Years ago, they're just counting their money and they're laughing at you.
Yeah.
Now, for whatever reason, they've changed their mind. Maybe it's because there's so many books out there and they're trying to bring you in that if you know that this book will give you back if a player gets injured in the first 3 drives or something like that, you're going to go with those guys.
Yeah.
They're probably still going to make their money. Let's face it, the people aren't very smart.
Yeah.
But it's so much nicer when they do that. It's just like a nice little hug from them,
It is 100%. Yeah. Okay. So we got Benson's receiving, Kyler's rush
or yards.
Both. Take both.
You like both. Yeah.
Cup 3.5. McBride
6.5,
and then
Ryland's kick. You know what? I might make
it over 1.5 field goals. Hey,
for him, I just like to take over 7.5 points.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
and every field goal's 3. So
yeah. So for the viewers, like if you're taking over 7.5 for a kicker, If he makes 3 field goals, 9 points. If he makes 8 extra points, it's 8 points. So the field goals were 3 extra points. You got
lots of picks tonight, man.
And you said you're going to make him your captain?
I might make him my captain. Yeah. I think in tonight's game, obviously the only issue with making him your captain is kind of what you're saying is I want to save money with him so then I can unload on Smith and Jigba, McBride, Benson, Kyler, and maybe some other guy because he'll have lots of money, right? Because he's only like $4,000, right? Like Smith and Jigba is like 12,000, whereas Ryland's only 4,000. So what you're saying with that is, maybe a lot of stalls, but the game's still gonna be high scoring, which I actually don't believe. I actually think it'll be low scoring. So
it'll be high scoring for the kickers.
Yeah. But again, like I have to look, it's all about building the roster. It's like when I won last week with Mark Andrews Superflex. It's either him or Bateman. I kept going back and forth because you know what? Flowers has had a great year. He's been productive. He's the bona fide number one. I was like, it's, and he had a good matchup on paper. I was like, everything, receptions, 99% of my yards, 99%, first touchdown. Like he was bet so heavily. It's like, this guy's going to fucking lay an egg tonight, man. That's what I said. Mark Andrews is healthy. He had like 5 or 6 targets last game. It's like, it's going to be high scoring. Let's go with Mark Andrews. Then Bateman, horrible season. Really talented though. And they don't really, Hopkins is a good third option, but he's slow as fuck. It's like, Bateman's going to be good. Then you just kind of build out. Then I said Gibbs, and then I had Gibbs and Montgomery in the same team. Because I thought the game plan would be just fucking pound the rock, which it was to an extent.
Yeah.
And then St. Brown was 10% owned, you guys. What the fuck is that? He's like the best player in the NFL.
Is that because everyone's trying too hard to find? They're like, hey, everyone's taking this guy. We got to go find somebody else.
I think so. Yeah. I think at like 10% owned for a superstar and a one gamer, I think they're thinking like, I don't know, like Kyle Hamilton's going to like fucking shade him. I don't know. Like I actually don't know what the thought process was. I just took Lamar, a ton of money left. Because taking Montgomery and Andrews and Bateman, you had tons of money left.
Yeah.
So Ed Flowers was 65. No, he was 80% owned and like 20% super flexed. Because you know why, man? Because all these guys on Twitter, they go on and they just, this prop king with this guy collabed and we have this 5-star mega lock. It's like, I like the guys on Twitter. Like I'm on Twitter. I don't actively post, which we'll get to that. But it's you got to use your brain sometimes, man. When all the money in the super boost is on it, it's like, look at Herbert, man. Herbert last year in like a 48-point total. Even odd. It was like minus 110 for him to throw 2 touchdowns or something.
No. It was minus 1,000 to throw
for one. And then he changed the even.
0.
Then he changed the even on the super boost and he threw fucking 0 in a 46 or 48 point total. It's like, just, you got to put all the factors in together. You have to factor everything in and then make a decision. If Zay Flowers, every prop bomb is fucking saying he's going to have, 100 yards.
Because these are so massive now.
I know, dude. They're massive.
I mean, 10 years ago, prop betting was the greatest shit ever. Nothing was rigged. Nobody was on anything. No one
bet on it.
Oh, man.
Now it's more bet.
It is.
Same game parlays are more bet than sides and total. Sometimes
props are massive because everybody plays fantasy, right? It's just very simple to figure out, right? Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I met this kid for the laundry stuff and he's the head of Matt sales. Okay, it's kind of boring, but he's telling me about his career. And I said, what's your background? He's like, well, I've been a professional gambler for 10 years. He's like, I'm not kidding. It went from here. It was buried 6 feet under. All we talked was gambling. And the other 2 guys I'm with, they're just like looking at us like, he's like, hey, what's the pick tonight? Give me your number. Let's cook this together. It's like, this shit is just so massive, man. He's like, all my buddies put a pick in, like Rick, like, JSN to fumble tonight. This guy under on rush-ups. This guy to, it's just like, and they all put it together, man. It's just, it's insane. So when Prop Bomb and Prop God and Prop King tell you to Zay Flowers, I'm like, no, it's not good enough, man. Yeah. When they tell me that D Mercado's going to rush for 9 yards, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because nobody bet on it. Exactly. And then there's some thought behind it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my rant on
I usually like those smaller ones too. They're almost and they usually come with a nicer number.
Yeah, they
do, Kyler, right? I like that. Over 5.5 rush attempts. Sure. I can see that. No one's going to fucking bet on it. You're going to get a good, clean look at it. Yeah. Like, why would Zay Flowers get shut out in that game? 70 points.
Yeah.
A great matchup. It just, look, man, it just, yeah. Anyways, that's my rant on that for prop bomb and prop god. So, you know, so yeah.
No, I know what you mean. Like, I think Henry's yards were really heavily bet too.
Yeah, and him to score. I think it was the first touchdown, which I think he actually did score it. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. Lamar, I think, was number one bet on first touch, and then Flowers, then Henry. Mm-hmm. Flowers was just like, because again, people pump it up, man. That's why you look even with Smith and Jigba tonight. I might even fade him tonight. I won't because it's too stupid.
Yeah,
but like his yardage has inflated from like 80 to 85. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes under tonight.
Yeah, it's amazing that prop betting. I wonder what the actual numbers are on that.
The actual monetary number. Yeah,
it seriously might be bigger now than the sides.
I think so.
Yeah, you know why? You know
same
why?
Game parlay.
Yeah.
Because it's the same game parlay, and you know why? It's like the Micah Parsons bet. It's fun. It's not fun to sweat under 43 for minus 110. It's not. Trust me, it's not fun.
But people, for some reason, aren't okay with just doubling their money.
No, they're
like, hey, I'll drop $5-10. If you told me I could double my money every single fucking time, do it.
Yes.
Like, it's insane not to do it. Just put down a little bit heavier at the beginning and double that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to turn 5 into 5,000.
Yeah.
And you just give your money away.
And you know, by the time that's the funny part about this shit is like, every $20 party, $20 party, by the time the year is over and you don't hit, like, you're already down.
I know.
You're
already down a G.
You're down thousands and thousands.
You might as well just start with 500 and just try and build. I mean, but that's
I'll give you, for example.
Yeah.
My buddy Spencer. He knows UFC, loves it more than anything. He always has good picks, but then he'll fucking parlay 7 different things, and the parlay will 5 for 7.
Yeah.
And he's oh man, I don't even know what he's down. I'm sure he's down probably 10K just betting these little parties.
You know what?
But just hold on.
Yeah.
He now has put, 500. Now he's just taking money lines. Now he's up like fucking $3-4 grand, right? Yeah. And I said, you might as well just do it the right way at the fucking beginning, man.
Yeah.
Cause these fun parlays are awesome. They're fun. Everybody loves them. But eventually you just get nickeled and dime, man. You're until you're down shitloads of money, right?
Yeah.
That's what most people do.
To double on that, I couldn't agree more. Don't, my advice to anybody watching this show from past, future, whenever you come across this, don't start with $100 every week. Just man the fuck up, put 2,500 to 5K in and just use your brain and treat it as a job.
Yeah.
You will, maybe you won't make money. I think you have a chance to make money though, like Spencer does.
Grow it slow, man.
Just don't, if you nickel and dime and just make these plus 1,800 prize, they will never win. You'll get lucky one time in your time and you'll have $3 on instead of 50 like you usually fucking do. Just man the fuck up and put the money down, man. Just put the 2,500, bet 500 game like Spencer. You'll be up money. Your girlfriend will like you, but it depends who you date. I think hopefully his girlfriend will like him more after, and your life will be better, man. So,
yes, I agree, man.
All right, let's put you on the spot then. We have Sunday coming up here. You said to put down 500 on one bet instead of 50 on 5 or 6.
Yeah.
What are we doing on Sunday? What are we putting that $500 down?
Yeah, that's a good question. Would it be a prop? Would it be an over under?
I'm trying to think what like my best bet of the week would be.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think you probably, if you're putting 500, like your actual big unit size, I think you got to wait. I'm going to wait until Sunday morning because I have to see the line movement. For tonight, I'm doing under and 43.5. If my life was on the lines, either McBride's receptions or under 43.5. It's going to be hard to sweat that. It's not a good under total. 45.5 would be better, 21, 24. But I'm going to do, I'll say under. If I had to bet on I don't know, man. That's
put you on the spot here.
Well, no, I'm just thinking of like actually giving a high quality pick here. I don't know. Do you have anything? I'm trying to think. Maybe Denver to cover on Monday night.
What's the spread in that game?
7.5.
Yeah.
Denver minus 7.5, minus 105.
It's just, it just boils me so professionally.
Yeah, I think everybody will be on Cincy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the pregame stuff, I always bet Sunday, man.
You, like, honestly.
So you guys are all about doing it on the day of and get those lines to fix themselves up. You're not sitting there trying to get ahead of the line and find a little sneaky one that they fuck. No. Wait till an hour before kickoff and do your numbers there. That's the easiest way.
Yeah. You know why? Because I love to see where the money's gone. I want to see the way the line has moved. And I already have an opinion on every pick, but I want to know what everybody else thinks to strengthen it, basically.
Just like the Bears. We need them to be solidified at 80% of the public on money line.
When we were on last week, I already saw the bet percentage was 88% or that. When it's that high, it's not going to change. It's not going to all of a sudden it's 50-50 split.
Yeah. To me, like, I love plus EV, like AKA, getting a team at plus 4.5. Now they're plus 2.5. Like that's amazing. Like, you'll be successful over time. Mm-hmm. But my favorite is waiting for everything to pool in, getting the opinions of everybody and then formulating my own, just like the Bears, man. You knew, but this is the thing. When it's 90-10, the opinion's not going to change. You know what the public thinks. We like the Bears going into this week already. We watched both full games. We saw the Cowboys are horrendous. The Bears are under. It was a perfect pick.
Yeah.
This week, I wish I could give you something, Rick. I'm going to have to wait to give something like high quality. Tonight, unders rock solid. Ryland's kicking points, I think, are rock solid. And Min McBride. Yeah, that's my picks, man. Like, so any of those three you could do 500. I think you could probably
to touch on the betting percentage, because it doesn't always win. Public wins too, right? Yeah. So Green Bay was the highest bet team last week, and their money line was the highest bet money line in years, man.
Yeah, because of all the parlays.
Billions of dollars were lost last week. Vegas killed it last week. So yeah, Green Bay, I would have on paper obviously makes sense.
You know, maybe how about Parsons to get a sack minus 180? You put a G on it, it pays $5.75, give or take.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That's rock solid. You get to watch Dak fucking squirm back there. He's going to throw it 50 times. What's wrong with that? You get your money's worth. If you put a G.
I mean, is that okay? Let's just quickly talk about it. That's going to be the most interesting spread of the week. All Jordan Love does is throw fucking Hail Marys, man. I know. All they do is take the top off. Yeah. Now they're playing this terrible D, and you have these angry guys on the other side just want to kill Dak. I mean, the spread should
what's the first half spread?
Well, it'd be like 3.5.
Well, there you go. Fucking
but Packers. Rick, I have to see.
Yeah, you have to
I have to see them. If everybody's on Green Bay, I can't touch it. I'm praying no one is, so I can unload.
Where are you finding this?
I use Action. I use, there's a guy named, his last name is Ewing, like Patrick Ewing on, no, his name's not Patrick, but last name's Ewing on Twitter.
He is like the most the Vegas.
He has Vegas's money, and then Action has, like, I think it's an accumulation of like 15 books. So it's pretty accurate to see, okay, like, and then you can see like, sometimes there's a whale that comes in and he'll put, 100K on the over and it'll switch like some of the money. It obviously doesn't add up too much if you're talking about millions, but you can kind of see how the money is moving and how the spread is moving. So you can kind of get a feeling of, because our theory is we always, not always, but mostly want to bet with Vegas. Obviously, I'll take the side of the evil empire in that. I don't think the public wins. I mean, sometimes the public wins, but I'll take the side of Vegas. So, but we got to see, like, for me, maybe Parsons sack will be the highest bet prop of the week. Then maybe I'll change my opinion a little bit. But as far as entertainment value, monetary value, and just a rock solid play with a little bit of like, emotion behind it, I would say that's probably the strongest play at minus 1.
Yeah, and we're gonna look out for that 6.5 for the Green Bay. Like that spread should be 14,
very dangerous. Like the Jets game, same with the Jets game. The plan was for McLaughlin or whatever to hit the field goal.
Yeah,
Tyrod drives down. They get a backdoor cover at 6.5.
Yeah.
Man, that was. It was.
Yeah, I think pick of the week will be Packers minus 6.5. We'll have to wait.
On paper, we have to wait.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Where do you think that line goes, if it goes?
I don't think it'll change. Honestly, I think if I think if it changes to 7.5, you know, like I
just don't even touch it. I would touch first half.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes. I got to see where the bet percentage are. If it stays at 6.5, it's, you know, 65, 70% on Green Bay. I'll still pound it. It's such a horrific matchup for Dallas.
I know.
The most aggressive. You saw how Caleb was just killing them, right? Well, Jordan Love will kill them twice as bad. Yeah. And they have the defense to back it with the angriest, best player in the NFL. The 6.5, I mean, that's probably the worst spread I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, totally.
It should be Green Bay by 21 plus, at least right now. We got to wait, though.
I'm interested to see the money. That's what I'm interested to see. So
if it goes in 6.5, you boys are dropping on it.
Yeah.
Depending on the money, if it's 50-50, 60-40 Packers, 70-30, you could probably still bet it.
Because sometimes I'll see line movement where a team's 80% money and bet percentage, and for some reason it's dropped to 5.5. Well, then you know something's fishy, right? So,
I mean, so if it's 6.5 going in, it doesn't move from today till Sunday.
Yeah, and the bet is 65 or less split, I'm pounding for sure.
Yeah, so the money is 65.
Because sometimes, Rick, this is what happens. Let's say 80% of the money's on Green Bay.
Yeah.
For some reason, they'll drop the line to minus 5.5, and it's when it should be 7.5. And those games are always fishy as fuck.
Yeah, it's a reverse line move. It's usually fishy, especially in the NFL.
Over-unders are probably worse for it, but
yeah, totally.
So they try and trick you a little bit there.
Yeah. You gotta be careful, man. It's just like look at all the spreads, man. The Jets 6.5, the backup quarterback against Baker and the Bucks, who are like, you know, they're a good fucking team, man.
Yeah.
Then you have, you know, Cleveland, was it +7?
Yeah.
It's just I understand Green Bay's missing a few pieces, but it's like no one on earth is being like, I'm so horny for Cleveland to cover 6 or 7 points. Yeah. Nobody is saying that.
Never.
Like. Man. No one is saying, oh man, Tyrod's really going to carve up the Bucks. He's not. He's terrible. He's old and terrible.
I actually like Tyrod.
I do too, but like I know, but is he
yeah, I know
you know, like,
I get it. Yeah.
Are you going to take the Jets +6? No. It's a hard bet to take. Mm-hmm. It's like taking the under, but guess what? The under wins and is profitable 9 out of 10 years in every fucking sport, except for hockey, which again, never, ever bet an under in your life in hockey.
Yeah.
That is a golden rule.
Not good for the heart.
That's a golden rule in this show. It could be 2-1 with fucking 3 minutes left and each team gets a goal and then there's an empty and then they pull. It's just like, let's just leave it alone. Man.
Yeah.
Never bet unders in hockey.
So let's look at Green Bay -6.5. I also, I think Baltimore beats Kansas City, by the way.
That's an interesting one though, right? You've got two of the, what's considered the best teams in the league or whatever. They're both 1-2 coming in. Yeah. One of them is going to be 1-3. When was the last time one of those teams with those players on that roster were 1-3?
Yeah. Right.
Never,
so
man.
I think, I know Casey hasn't looked terrible this year, but you know, when Rice and Worthy come back,
Worthy is back this week.
Okay. When Rice comes back and they acquire Tyreek Hill, they'll be the Super Bowl favorite, but this is when you can beat them. So, I don't know.
Hey, listen, at this point, we're 0-3. If we played like we played against Buffalo the first 2 games, we're 2-1 right now. Who knows what they do? They're a little up and down. So it is what it is with them. But I got one more question here for you. I like Tampa Bay to beat Philly.
Okay.
And right now it's Tampa Bay +3.5.
Yeah.
Are they at home?
Yeah. They are. They're at home. I like the value, honestly. I know Mike Evans is out.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? I like +3.5 for the Bucks. I don't know how money line we'll see, man.
Yeah, maybe White.
That looks like that to me. That sounds like another field goal game to me, man. They come right down to the wire. A lot of value for the Bucks at home, though, man.
Yeah.
And the Eagles haven't looked that good.
That's what I was kind of feeling, man.
Another spread that the public probably pounds is Eagles -3.5.
Yeah, they probably will.
That might
Evans
be a good one, man.
So you think that's gonna move a little bit more?
I don't know if necessary the line will move because
they'll bet on it
because those points are so crucial. Like getting 2.5 is always the number one most crucial spread, right?
Yeah.
2.5 to 3.5 is always be massive. 4.5 is also massive. There's a lot of 24-20s, 17-13.
I like that, right? Bucks. That's a lot of value at home, man.
Yeah.
I like your thinking, Rick. I actually really like your thinking.
I almost took him in a survivor pool just to try and shake some people off.
Shake some people, yeah.
But for my survivor this week, I took Denver.
Ooh, interesting.
I think that one's pretty easy, man. Yeah. Like I don't believe in Cincinnati.
I think we're gonna go touch on the Survivor just quick. Texans is our pick this week. So
I love
I mean, if you're ever gonna use them, it's now, right?
Yeah. Are we going all? We have 8 teams.
Oh, we got Bills on 4. I mean, fuck.
Bills minus 16.5. Yeah, might as well just get through. Yeah,
they have a tough schedule actually. If you guys look at it, Bills have a really tough. I mean, they're probably the best team in the league, but still a little sketchy.
You know what, man? Every week you'll get New England minus 8.5
you might get
this
some
year.
Gifts later on.
You know, like when it's week 12, and maybe not to be morbid, but maybe Miami's 2-9, and Tua's out, and Hill got traded, and Waddle's always fucking questionable. So, you might get New England or, some other shit ball team at minus 8. Like, okay, perfect. Land in my lap, man. I'll take minus 400 in the Survivor pool. Perfect. Right? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything from tonight. I think we've pretty much covered anything on Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday it's going to be an extremely fun game with the Dolphins and Jets, I assume. Yikes. But hey, there's always the Denver game right behind it. I do love 2 games on Sunday or on Monday. Sorry, I would like a little more than an hour between the start times. Like we just literally did back-to-back games. How we have to go to an hour apart does not make sense to me. But I got 2 TVs, so I'll be okay.
Yeah, we do too. So we'll tune that.
Yeah, I liked when Houston played
right after. Right? Yeah, I don't know
Tampa, and then the 8 o'clock game with the
they had one East Coast, one West Coast. It works perfectly. I don't know what we're doing here.
Is Denver the early game?
No,
it's the late game.
It's the second game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that's still 2 hours time difference, right? Because Denver's our time zone. Yeah. Obviously, Jets or Miami, whichever it is Eastern. That's 2 hours. So make Denver start at 8.
Yeah,
you're good to go.
Yeah, that's
because you're going to be conflicting, right?
It's annoying.
Well, whatever. Hey, it's a blasting at 2 games though. At the
we'll take it. I'll take it anyway. We got it,
man. Yeah.
Okay, may the winners be yours.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to everybody next Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.